What's going on, people? It's Joshua, feature filmmaker now for his reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music, giving you guys another 2021 newly released film review, and this is going to be my review for M. Night Shyamalan's new thriller, Old, which once again came out yesterday on July 23rd. As I'm recording this, is the 24th, and it's 9:05. So, this is written, produced, and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. This stars a pretty much ensemble diverse cast, such as Gael, García, Bernal, Vicky Krieps, Eliza Scanlen, Thomasin McKenzie, Wolff, Abbey Lee, Pierre, Rufus Sewell, and Davis, Kathleen Shelfines. And this is inspired by the Swiss graphic novel Sandcastle by Pierre Levy and Frederik Peeters. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you guys so much for watching the comments, and be sure to like this video. Comment down below what is your favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, what is your least favorite M. Night Shyamalan film. Stick around to the end of the video to know which two are my favorites, and be sure to share this video. Also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified when news videos, live streams, or more stuff like this is up. Otherwise, you will not be notified when those go up live. And also, by doing those simple 3 steps I just mentioned, it does help with the algorithm, and it does help with the channel grow. Old is M. Night Shyamalan's newest thriller about a family on a tropical holiday who goes on a secluded beach where they discover where they are relaxing for a few hours. This island is causing them to age rapidly, reducing the entire lifespan into a single day. So they have to try and get off the island by any means necessary before they all are essentially dead through the lifespan. So when it comes to Old, this was a movie that it had me a little confused at first when M. Night Shyamalan announced it. I wasn't sure what to think about it, but then when I saw who all was going to be in it and heard that M. Night Shyamalan was going to be writing, directing a new thriller, I became interested. M. Night Shyamalan, he is a very divisive director. You either love M. Night Shyamalan or you don't like M. Night Shyamalan. Some people think he is awesome, some people hate him, some people really hate him, and some think he's just okay. And he has a very diverse filmography. He's done movies like The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable and Glass, Split, and he's done some okay movies like The Village and The Lady in the Water. He's done some bad movies too, like The Happening, which is a bad movie but it's unintentionally funny. He did After Earth, and he easily did one of the worst TV to film adaptations in the form of The Last Airbender. So going into this, I wasn't sure which one I was going to land on, and I'm also one of the few people who enjoy his previous movie, Glass. I thought it was a very good conclusion to his superhero trilogy, very ambitious. So and one thing I do apply M. Night Shyamalan for with his movies is that he always likes to take risks, even if it's not well executed and not done in the way you expect it to go. And going into Old, watching it yesterday, and coming out of it, I'm in the minority, but I actually really do love this movie. Now, is it better than A Quiet Place 2? No. Is it better than Dark and the Wicked? No. But in terms of thrillers or horror movies that we're getting this year, I actually found myself pleasantly entertained with this. Now, this movie, just like M. Night Shyamalan's previous movies, this is not going to be for everybody. So not everyone is going to like this. So know who you are going into this. That's all I can say. But kicking off with the pros out of the way, I have to say this is a very interesting concept that has never been done in a full-fledged horror movie. You have a group of people or a family that's actually going on a family vacation, and they go on a vacation, they want to relax for a few hours, get away from all the troubles which any family or a group of friends would do, whichever side of the coin you want to be on. And come to find out that the more time they spend on this island, they start to age rapidly, from kids to adults to old, elderly, like, until they eventually die, basically. So that is a very interesting premise. I thought works very well, and I thought it was very interesting for the most part. The idea is intriguing, and I think M. Night Shyamalan, he uses this idea to the best of his advantages, for the most part. Also, I do have to say, this movie has some really good performances in the cast. Most of the this is a very diverse cast, and M. Night Shyamalan, he is known for getting a great ensemble cast in any one of his projects, and this movie is no exception here. But the standouts in the movie for me were Alex Wolff, Gael, García and Vicky Krieps, and also Thomasin McKenzie was another great standout. These 4 actors do a great job at what they're doing here. And also Rufus Sewell was also a standout. So these 5 actors are very known and talented actors. Alex Wolff, you may know him from the Naked Brothers band, but I know him from stuff like Hereditary and Dude, which is the Netflix movie that came out in 2018 with Lucy Hale. And here, I think his performance is great. He has, as well as Thomasin McKenzie, who's also another rising actress. She was great in Jojo Rabbit, and I can't wait to see her last night in Soho this October. And these two have a very hard task they have to pull off, to act older than they actually are, and which is very difficult for any actor. But I think all the performances in this movie are very strong, they're very solid, and they're very good for the most part. I don't think any of the performances were really that bad for the most part, but it's these 5 performances that are easily stand out here. There is a lot of tension-filled moments that goes on with this movie as well. M. Night Shyamalan, he knows how to build up tension, and it doesn't really feel like a thriller at times. It does feel like more of a body horror movie, because you have all these people stuck on this island and they have no way to get out before they too grow older and basically die to their own death. But this is something I thought that M. Night Shyamalan did really well. He also has great cinematography. The cinematography in this movie is really well done. It's really well shot. The movie is not too long either. It's under 2 hours. It's an hour and 48 minutes. It gets you in. It gets you straight out like a brick. It doesn't really feel like it's in their board mostly, because I was intrigued with everything what was going to go, what was going to happen, how were things were actually going to make sense at this twist. And I found that to be the most intriguing thing about it. With just this whole island that's basically reducing your lifespan in just hours, in more than seconds. It's basically taking away how old you age. And it does have a very interesting message about how appreciate the time that you have with your life. And not to the whole preachy degree, but it does it in a way where it's in a horror movie like Vibe, where it's like you have to appreciate your life. And I think that was very much a very well done and very creative and very unique idea. I thought was very good. So with that being said, I do like that idea. There's a lot of, the movie doesn't rely too heavily on gore and violence. The people who dies from getting older, it happens, but it's not overly brutal, it's not overly violent. It does, but for PG-13, you do get away with some pretty intense, disturbing, violent stuff going on for it. And that, I think, is definitely a very good accomplishment in Shyamalan's own right. The technical aspects aside, the sound design and the score and also the editing of this movie and also just the color palettes of this movie are all very well top notch. Shyamalan, even in his bad movies, he always makes sure he gives effort to technical aspects. Which, not to mention, the twist in this movie is very crazy in this movie. When I saw heard the twist come out revealed, because M. Night Shyamalan, he's always famous for his twists, but I was like, really? When I first watched this movie, and then just really piecing it together, I'm like, oh, that's what you were going for. I get you. I get what you're doing here. So the twist was very... Sadly, the movie doesn't go without its issues. Of course, the dialogue isn't always that great, and there are some very average to very bad performances that really didn't do much for me. Like, some of the other cast includes Emmett Davis, who she does good as always, and Eliza Scanlen. But I think some of the other cast members here, either it was just them overacting at times, or they just didn't really bring a whole lot to them. And it's not necessarily their fault, it's more of M. Night Shyamalan's fault. But he does have his flaws, and I'm gonna admit it. But I do have to say that his direction with some of these other actors could have been a bit better. But I'm not gonna fault him because he is getting older as a filmmaker, and he still is able to manage to get the best out of his actors that he can. And also, some of the dialogue in this movie is just not very good. So there is some dialogue is not always great. There is some weird decisions in dialogue where it's just like, this is not a very good line, this is not a very good line. But it does it in a way like, there is some dialogue that easily could have been fixed up on the second rewrite. And some of it I found myself a little like, what the heck, this is not very good. But other than that, I think some of the other dialogue in this movie is good for the most part. There is not some exposition on why this island is what it is, and there is some other characters I felt could have been a little bit developed in this family. But I think that's very much it for my negatives. But at the end of the day, I'm in the minority. The movie is not one of the worst movies of the year. I think this is a really good movie. This is not one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies, but this is definitely ain't his worst. I think the idea is intriguing. It has some good performances from the cast, including Thomasin McKenzie, Alex Wolff, the mother and the father, Eliza Scanlen, Emmett Davis. There was a lot of tension-filled moments. She has great editing, sound design, musical from technical aspects side. The twist is very crazy. The twist is very crazy, and the dialogue isn't always the greatest. But this is a pretty damn good movie that is definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea. So if you're not a Shyamalan fan, or even if you are a fan, the best thing I can do, and best advice I can give to you, is to form your own opinion and judge the movie for yourself. If you like the movie, you like it. If you hate it, you hate it. Just don't start a war about this movie on social media or in my YouTube comments. Let's be civilized adults or kids or whoever and talk about the movie. I'm gonna give Old an Epictastic. That was my review of Old. What did you guys think of Old in the comment section down below? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you somewhere right in the middle? Comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. All my social media links are in the description box down below. If you like to donate to my channel or Cash App, you can do that to me as well. If you would like to say anything for my Amazon wish list, especially before my 23rd birthday, you guys can do that as well. So, anyways, you guys keep it cool. Enjoy the Epictasticness.